it is an honor to share this batch of ceremonial cacao with you, the new heel meal cacao that we have here, that we are blessed with from Peru.
Cheers, brother.
Welcome to a new episode of the Heel Meal podcast, where we take amazing people from our community, talk about our way towards health, talk about what healing means to us, physical healing, emotional healing. This podcast today, again, is in English. So Andrew is joining us today. First time I met you in that gym, dude, I don't know, you just seemed like a nice dude, but I had no idea you have like over 1,000 pro hockey games under your belt. It's a lot, dude. And I feel like you have a lot to share. Today we are eating our raspberry rampage. It's nice to have this product placement here.
This is money. I'm hungry, so I'm gonna dive in.
Yeah, man, we're really diving in all sorts of healthy nuts and grains and raspberries. But dude, introducing, I would love for you to share just a little bit. Where does Andrew Bodnarchuk come from, and what does he currently love so much about existence?
Existence. That's we're going deep early. I come from Canada and living in Germany now with my beautiful family, and it's been quite a wild journey to get here. But yeah, meeting you in that gym that day was just for me a testament to being open to good things, and my family coming from Canada and being here, it's not always easy to find the community, and with a lot of the practices and self-development and growing up, it's allowed me to really open up and feel someone else's space and presence. And like you said, when I saw you, we hit it off right away. And sometimes you meet people sometimes and you make plans and you say, oh, we should get together and hang out. And I absolutely loved that you had that commitment and that follow through to invite me over. And I came over with Ziggy, and it's been history since. And like I said to my wife, it was almost like meeting you and your community was us finally putting a check mark of like, this feels like home. Really feels like home. We have our family everywhere we go, but now we feel like we have a sense of community as well.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Dude, I can imagine playing for our traditional club here in Kassel, the Huskies. You create this bubble that you've probably been living in for years and years and years of just, this is pro sports, and it has like a certain sense of obsession to it. And I'm wondering, because I don't really see that in you right now. Obviously there must have been years of that in the past, but what happened to you? Like where does this change come from? How are you so emotionally balanced? And
it's a long story, and I feel like it's a story that resonates with a lot of people's changes in life. Pain can be a big teacher, whether it's physical pain or emotional pain. And for me, I was hyper focused on my sport, and that's what allowed me to get to the top level. And my dream as a child, since I was 2 years old, was to play in the NHL. Play in the top hockey league in the world. And I realized that dream. I worked for it, I was obsessed for it, and I made it. And I didn't know how to accept that dream, and I didn't know how to reset a goal and have something else to live for. So I didn't have a lot of purpose outside of the game of hockey. And coming with that, I made a lot of decisions in my life that were not conscious and were not goal oriented or made with a focus on having a purpose, a moral compass, or responsibility outside of being the best hockey player that I could be. So for me, my story was a divorce. I was young, I got married young, I had a child young, and for me the most important thing in my life was my sport. And I lost focus of the bigger picture, and I lived in a bubble within my sport, and with that came a lot of pain, but it gifted me an opportunity to look at my life and say, you have to make a dream. You have to take responsibility for what's happened, and you have to be conscious of your choices and where they lead and your actions, and you have an opportunity to build something new, and it's you and your choices that make what you have.
I feel like pro sports was also kind of like an avoidance escapism mechanism for you, or?
I wouldn't say escapism mechanism. I think it was just pure joy. I was a kid and I loved it.
Yeah.
And growing up, I loved it, and that's why I still play it, is I love it. But the beauty of it is I get to play from a place of love and enjoyment and not a place of fear. And for me, my value for many, many years was what I bring to this, not what I bring to this world to other people, but what I am showing. So it was about money, it was about the house, the car, the looks, how you're perceived. And that's a short road of happiness, and you learn quickly that without the connection outside of the material world, it becomes pretty empty, lonely, and scary, because you want to hang on to things and you don't want to lose that identity. So that was a big wake up call for me, and probably triggered a lot of my growth to where I am now, thankfully.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
Let's talk about 3D stuff like food, the very physical that you put into the body. Do you play around food like when you're into pro sports? Something that you do to avoid food coma before a game, or you play with sugars and salt, and maybe talk about that a little bit.
Yeah,
Or you not give a fuck at all?
no, it's like it's a huge thing, and leading into food from what we were talking about, along with becoming conscious of my actions within my life, it also flowed into, I like to say that being fully conscious, you can't be selective. You can't be selectively conscious. So I can't be conscious of my political views, but not conscious of what I'm putting in my body and eating. I can't be conscious of what I'm drinking, whether it's water or beer, but not conscious of my sleep schedule. It's everything's tied in. So I've played around a lot with food, and I think it's something that is massively important in the sport. So for me, as you're touching on the heel meal, I avoid sugars at all cost, especially artificial or low grade sugars, something that kind of spikes and crashes. So I know heel meals have a lot of those long chain carbs that have slow releases of energy without the spike and crash. So that's something that I benefit from and take into consideration when I'm eating.
I also noticed that you don't only like look at the pure macros. You also look at the nutrient density when
Yeah.
you think about like consumption of food. Like, how did you get on that? How do you practically do that? Like, do you source them very consciously from somewhere specifically, or like maybe guide me through that?
Yeah, I just the more I experimented with myself and what I ate and what worked for me, the more I could intuitively eat. But at the same time, I realized that looking at a package and counting calories was not something that worked. For me, calorie counting it's not like, calories are not a thing to me. For me, food is information for my body. So you could eat 100 calories in cookies, or you could eat 100 calories in high nutrient foods. But at the end of the day, the food is information. It's giving you information on how to heal, how to build, how to energize. So I've become very, very aware of what I'm putting in my body. I don't want to tax it with chemicals or additives that the body has to clean out all the time. I have a limited amount of energy. I have small kids, and I don't want to be taxing my body with shit that it has to clean. Everything I put in my body, I want it to fuel me. I want it to heal me. I want it to build me and repair me and energize me for my new goals and my new dreams.
It's always like we live with a leash around our neck when we're always in that recovery and repair mode when we put the toxins in our body. It's so insane.
Yeah.
And I also feel like it's so important that we actually really put attention on sourcing fair trade, because that vibration or like that work and that passion that the farmer puts into like actually like picking that chickpea that we consume in there, and if he's happy, like we'll get a share of that happiness as well. And that's why, like, think about the money that you spend on fair trade. It's very well invested because you feel that happiness, and isn't that actually like a big share about what food is about? And I feel also you mention very often that you like to bless your food. Maybe go into detail, why do you do it? What does it actually do in that sense?
So to hit on what you said first was it's important for me to know where my food came from, whether it's going to a butcher, whether it's going to the farmer's market and meeting the farmer. But seeing where the food come from is important because for me, my money is energy, and I want to be spending my energy towards something that supports my dreams and my morals. And a big thing for me is being conscious of where I spend my money. So when I can see the farmer who's growing the foods, when I can see the butcher or see Heal Meal and see the people that are behind it, that the food is being raised consciously, the food is being sourced ethically, it gives me the feeling that it's pure and it's healing and it's in line with my choices. And then part of the blessing the foods is just on a higher level. It's such a gift to be able to have food, to be able to eat. And sometimes if you aren't aware of where the food came from, or you're not quite sure, I believe you can send out love to the people that got you the food, the person who planted the seed, the person who harvested the food, who truck driver, the packager, everyone. But just the beauty of being able to have food come to you and eat it, and the hands it came through to get to you, I think is enough to take a moment before you have a bite to eat. Be conscious of what you're putting in your body, the purpose behind putting that in your body, and the gratefulness for everything that went into it.
Gosh, that's so beautiful. And I'm so thankful that you see all of that. I mean, we don't just create Heal Me to create food or make blind money, be blind in capitalism or whatever. Like, we all make our own money, it's fine. But when I came back here to Germany last year and I saw, meanwhile, the food actually tastes nice. It's not just functional. And like, we actually could serve the planet with that. I was like, dude, I feel it. I have to use all my resources, all my skill, put all my energy into sharing it with the planet somehow, because we have something there that could help, that could hold space for so many people. I'm just so thankful that you see that, man, that it's not just about the product itself, not just about like calculating ingredient costs, calculating packaging costs, but no, man, we really want to have the highest quality of ingredients, the Rapunzel ingredients, more than organic. This is what they like market with, whatever, that every farmer in the end is really fairly compensated for the energy that he puts into the equation, like all of it. And I feel like we're really kind of helping to make this a revolution, that this is really the standard, that we don't like put cheap additives into the food, that we don't like cut corners anywhere, but because like we are worth it. And I don't want to be just another food kind of company that just actually uses money to follow the mission or whatever. No, man, we are really trying to create this kind of cash flow ethically, but also then put it back into the planet. Like, I wouldn't do the same kind of, I wouldn't invest the same kind of energy into this company if I wouldn't actually want to give a share back to the health of the planet, like healing our oceans, strengthening our forest, starting with the forest here in Kassel, the Haritswald. And I know, like, we all share so many moments in that forest. I mean, you love the elements. I don't know, I'm gonna ask you what's your favorite element just after this rant. But dude, when you go into the forest, like the safety that you feel, the calmness, the connection, the strength that you feel, go back into your work and actually give from a place of safety, not from a place of lack where you have to take something or feel like, oh, I have to hoard it, I cannot circulate it. Do like, this is what it's all about. Don't just make blind money. We're bigger than that.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful that you see that, dude.
I do, and I told you before, I consider you a very good friend and a soul brother. But I told you before, I wouldn't tell people about your company just because you're a friend. I've had lots of people who I've loved who create things that don't always align with me, and I love that, but I'm not going to share that. And this is something that I want to share because, like I said, I have a family, and Heal Meal is so perfect for people that are short on time. As a hockey player, sometimes we have games that end and we get home at 11 p.m. and you're starving and you want to be conscious of what you want to eat, and you see so many people that run and grab fast food, throw something in the microwave that you don't look through all the ingredients. And this is something that not only I can enjoy when I have time, but I can also enjoy it when I'm short on time. When I'm short on time with the family, I can feel good about giving this to my son. And this is something that I'm aware of when I go to the grocery store. And you can go to the organic markets and see something on a package that looks so good, and you flip it over and you look at the ingredients and they add sugar and they add sunflower seed oil, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're so close. You're so close. So for you to take the bull by the horns and create something that is not only delicious, I love it, but it's convenient and it's practical, and you can feel good about eating it, you can feel good about buying it, you feel good about giving it to your kids, and you're not compromising any of the morals or things that I stand by and value.
I don't want to sell by price, man. I want to sell by quality.
Yeah.
This is what we are worth. We use the most expensive olive oil that we can get because of the unsaturated fats in there. Yeah. My gosh.
I taste it.
So what's your favorite element then?
My favorite element? Bro, I don't know. I haven't been asked that question my whole life. The whole life. I'm a water guy. I grew up by the water. Now that I say that, I'm a Cancer as well. I guess it's in line with that. But there's something about the ocean that's always called me. Something healing about soaking in it. But I can't pick one because the earth to me is like grounding. Like you said, being in the forest is a mandatory thing for me at least once or twice a week. Getting into the forest, and people might think I'm a quack here in Germany, but when I go on walks, I take a minute and I'll touch a tree and I'll close my eyes and I'll give it thanks for the air, or it's funny to me, but also rewarding because I go on a walk with my son now, and this guy's boogieing through the forest, and he runs over and hand on a tree, and he's like, gotta say hi to the trees. So yeah, I'm proud of that, and I'm proud we feed them well, and proud to hopefully bring children into the world that are also aware of their actions and aware of what they're ingesting and consuming, whether it's news, music, food. What are you building?
Dude, thanks for being such a weirdo and sharing that with the world authentically. It's so important, man. Yeah. And I imagine it's such a difficult situation you might find yourself in, because you might be an outlier in the hockey team. Maybe, I don't know.
I am a weird. I've been told I'm a weirdo, and it's the best compliment I can get. It's been that way for a little while, and over the years I've grown more and more comfortable with being authentically me around the team, and I think most guys understand that it's not a mask. I'm proud to be weird. And it's brought me a lot of happiness and a lot of connection, and brought me to places like this and people like you.
Honored to have you. And I imagine it saves a lot of energy not to wear a mask. That's a
Yeah,
big burden.
yeah.
I want to ask for the viewer that might watch this, not everybody might be like a hockey fan or ice hockey fan or whatever, but maybe there's an athlete down there that has any passion for any sports. Maybe you can relate, and I would love for you to share any kind of guidance or advice that you might have for somebody that finds love and passion for a sport, but also doesn't really know how to balance the obsession and relentlessness part of the game, and maybe he thinks he cannot be successful without being an extremist or kind of thing. Do you have any kind of guidance that you can pass on before we close this off?
I would say to young athletes, I feel like anyone chasing a dream, um, especially when it comes from love, don't forget to rest and don't forget to take quiet time. And I know when I was pushing to make the NHL, and I did, you'd work so hard, so hard, so hard all the time, and you'd kind of forget about that rest time, which is walking in nature, just sitting, being off your phone, being off of video games, because within that culture, a lot of times you push so hard, and you have some time to rest. So you need to go to the bar, you need a party, you need to do something to get your mind away from the game because you've been pushing so hard one way. You got to go all the way back and push the other way. And I would say give your all in all situations, but also give your all in rest. Find the balance. I think that would be the biggest thing for me. I could probably talk on it longer, but yeah, bless yourself with rest too.
I love that. Bro, thank you so much for
Thanks,
sharing,
man.
Been an honor to have you. So obviously off camera we're going to enjoy and finish this beautiful raspberry rampage. We have a lot of beautiful grains in here. We have the highest quality cashews from Rapunzel, nice raspberries, and just all the good stuff. Obviously the cacao is gonna flush this down like, wow. Dude, man, thank you guys for watching us weirdos share something, share a meal together. And if you feel like you learned something, maybe share it with us in the comments, and we're happy to exchange. And see you next time on the next episode. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your time and energy. Much love.